Office of Unified Communications, DC 911, Operator 6814.
Hi, Operator 6814. I'm calling because on Tuesday I talked to Virgin Mobile. She told me that there were some charges on my credit card that were not appropriate. And they called it a Virgin Mobile payment fraud. She said that I had to report that to the police. They don't report it to police. They just do whatever research they do, and they tell me. So I need to report that to the police and get a report that somebody, after I closed an account, had been hacking my account and was getting in. He obviously had my PIN number and everything, and it continued. Once I closed the account down and opened another one, he hacked the new one, but he was apparently also hacking the old one and making use of my credit card so he could keep the account open. And he was, his number, which was like a serial number that would show up in the previous, the reason why we wound up closing the account, one of the reasons was this serial number that would show up on my account history sometimes instead of calls that actually came in.
Okay.
Yeah, and so the serial numbers are long when I can give it to you over the phone, but I can also, it's the one that was being used during 2012 when the problem was persisting, and in January I changed my phone number to this number that for this account that apparently was used after it was closed. Okay. I closed this account, then opened another one, and apparently he's been charging the credit card has been charged for the account every month for a few months, and apparently I was told that the transactions on the account continued through the 14th, I think, and then after that they stopped. I called on the 23rd of April. His transaction continued through April 14th. I called on the 23rd of April and let them know that I noticed that there were transactions on my credit card that were not proper, and apparently they did whatever research, and they just called it Virgin Mobile payment fraud. That's what they call it. So she said I have to report back to the police, so I just need somebody to come, take a report, and do whatever they're going to do. I'm going to probably give them more information because I'm still going to do all my information to see what happened when, but okay. I can give them this much now.
All right. Are you somewhere where the police can come talk to you?
Yeah, I'm at home.
Okay, what's your address?
3304 6th Street Southeast, apartment 304, Washington, D.C. The reason why you're getting this Florida number is because that's my Google number, but I'm calling you actually from my home phone.
Oh, no, I'm asking so I can make sure I have the right number, so if they come out to you,
yeah.
They can't say they can't get in touch with you.
Yeah, they'll be able to get in touch with me. I'm here. So the address is 3304 6th Street Southeast, apartment 304 in D.C. My phone number at home is, they can call either the Google number, they'll ring my cell and my home number, so I'll give you that, 407-374-3704, and my direct dial to my landline is 561-4549.
Okay. So somebody will come to your house. What's your address?
3304 6th Street Southeast, apartment 304, Washington, D.C.
What's your name?
Anna Agoli.
Did they say that you still had it open and that you were paying payments, or did somebody just use your credit card and keep the account open?
Well, the thing was the account was supposed to be closed down. Virgin Mobile had told me close down the account and open a new one with a false name, okay, because this guy was getting into my account no matter what. No matter phone change, PIN change, whatever changed, they still was getting in. So they told me to close down the account and open a new one, which I did, with a new name, new everything. So that account that I closed down, that's the one. It was supposed to have been closed down. Apparently it wasn't, or he called, and since he had access to it because he was able to get access, he just knew what he was doing. person calls with a PIN number, they can, they have to give them access to the account. So he must have maybe asked for it to be restored, and they restored it. So the account, which was supposed to be closed down, had my automatic payments on there. I had my credit card on there with automatic payments, and even if when they closed the account down, even if they took that off, he had access to the account already. So he had access to my credit card even from before. I mean, if he was in my account, and he had access to my credit card, so he may have put it back on there. Because if you close an account, I can't imagine they would close the account without taking that kind of information off of it. But in any event, he was using that, and the account therefore was being charged automatically, as though it was open and I was making use of it. And of course, I couldn't make use of it because they give you the one phone, and the number that you have an actual open account on is the phone number that you have when you dial out. Now, what the transactions were dialed out of the phone of that account number, even though the phone was activated under a brand new number. So I don't know how he did that, but the phone calls were going out of the account number into this serial number that had appeared before. But he had before been causing my phone to dial his, and then he would call me back a minute later. Or the first time that he did something, he actually caused my phone to. This is before I even knew who he was or anything. He was already in my phone. He was stalking me. He already knew who I was. He was in my phone. He caused my phone to text his phone number, and he texted it back. And then later on, I encountered him, and he was a total stranger, and the phone number was the same. He gave me his phone number. That was the same phone number that the text had gone out of my phone, and I didn't text him. So he was able to do that, cause the phone to ring him, and then he would call back. So these charges, the transactions that she told me about, she says the transactions are outgoing, and to that serial number that he has, that crazy serial number that isn't like a phone number, And she said the transactions are outgoing, but that doesn't surprise me because it's not something I'm going to be able to do because the phone that I have is activated with the brand new phone number that I had when I closed down that account and opened a new one. So you can't make a phone call out of here and make it come from another number. The phone is activated by Virgin Mobile, and that's the number that you're dialing out of. You can't dial from a different number, But here, the phone calls from this closed account were outgoing, and they were going to that number. That crazy, it's like it's 12-digit number, and it's not an international number. It's just like a serial number. That's what it looks like.
Okay. Well, I'm going to send you to police, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.